We are here this good Saturday, this rainy Saturday for those of us who live in Georgia, because we wanted to kind of take a moment to talk about Chucky. For those who have been watching this show, this has been a favorite.
The best one yet.
Let me turn this off my iPad.
Look, she got us
Uh,
egg going over there.
exactly. Y'all had to make sure we was live, um, and make sure it was doing what it was supposed to be doing. Okay. Make sure we was good and we
We've
was
been doing this
live.
long enough, but we still ain't got this technicality stuff down. Somebody out there want to give us some lessons? Let us know.
Y'all
We
know we
taking.
millennials over here. We figuring it out step
I
by
don't like
step.
that word, but yeah, we
we
over
we
there.
we figuring it out. But we wanted to talk about Chucky. The first episode, of course, we did a live tweet from the
Live
first
tweet.
episode from our Twitter account. If you guys are on Twitter and you're not following us, follow the Horror and Hooch account on Twitter. We are on Twitter now so that we can tweet along with you guys during our favorite horror shows. So we took a moment to do a live tweet with the first episode. And this show turned out to be better than everyone kind of expected to be. This was a really good show. This was probably one of the
This was dope.
best horror shows of 2021. And I want to say they did a good job of kind of wrapping up um, all of the movies together. They brought
Yeah.
all of the movies together. I'm going to say minus that one where they had Chucky as a robot.
But you
Um,
know, the difference in that one is there was no who Don Mancini on that one.
it wasn't no Don
2019 did
Manson.
not get done.
It wasn't no Charles Lee Ray. So that was the only, and that was like a reboot as well. And they made
Yeah.
Chucky, they left out the whole, voodoo soul exchange
Position.
part
Yeah.
because they wanted to make him into like the robot thing.
Well,
But
it was
other
still like a solely. Oh no, it wasn't because
yeah,
the employee programmed him. That's what it was,
yeah,
and then killed
they
himself. Yeah,
wanted
yeah,
they teched him up. Um,
yeah.
but other than that, this show it gave what needed to be gave in this show. So we got to
It
give it
gave
up
what
to,
needed to
to
be
our
done.
old friend Don because he did his thing in this show. So before we start breaking down the show and how they really dove into the history of Charles Lee Ray, which is something that we've always kind of wanted and never really got, Desiree,
Yeah,
um, come on.
we got
Come
liquor.
on with
We
the
got
come on with the come
liquor.
on. And this is a good one, y'all. It's a good
So
one.
it's the holidays, y'all. So I'm trying to get y'all some little warm on the inside, a little toasty feeling. And so we are making a butter pecan white Russian.
Mm.
Now it has to come to my attention per my co-host here that some of you have allergies. So if you cannot eat pecans, nuts, none of that, I'm sorry. You just need to make you a regular old white Russian, which is gonna be some Bailey's, some Kahlua, and your vodka, okay? But if you will be drinking with me, you are going to need. We starting with the butter pecan of it all. This is the Old Smoky brand butter pecan moonshine. Okay, get it in your liquor store. It ain't hard to find. I don't know no other brand that has the butter pecan, so Old Smoky Tennessee moonshine. Also, I got me a little caramel sauce torch and some vodka. So this is Tito's, y'all. I like Tito's. Pretty much your butter pecan moonshine is gonna replace your Kahlua and your Bailey's in this drink. So I'm gonna start off and try to be cute. You know how they be doing in Starbucks. You know, you get a little caramel on your glass. My glass, yeah. All right, we're gonna get a little caramel on your glass, just a little bit. Very good. And then y'all know I got my fancy ice. You do want ice for this. You do want to chill your moonshine. It is a cream and it is not good warm. Okay. So ice in your glass. Start it off with your ounce and a half of vodka at the bottom. You can do 2 ounces if you are lush like myself, you know, whatever. And then you top that bad boy up with as much moonshine as you would like. If you're using a tall glass, you get a little more moonshine. I'm using a short glass. I ain't gonna get as much moonshine. but top it on up. And then I top my moonshine again with a little bit more caramel, whatever y'all black folks be saying.
I say caramel.
And then a sprinkle of some ground cinnamon to do you just right. I'm not gonna get up and get my cinnamon right now, but that is a part of the recipe, and I will post that in the group, y'all. And you swirl that on up how you wanna drink that. Look at that. Look at Jack. Jack said butter pecan. Okay. And mhm, I feel like Tabitha very good.
I won't
Go
let
ahead
you
with
guys
it.
know because I am an allergy having person, so I couldn't use the pecan thing. Um, but Bailey's will do you right. Bailey's is
Bailey's will do you right.
Bailey's
Add a little Kahlua on the end of that. You good. Get your classic white Russian.
Bailey's will that Bailey's will work for you. And I got it in my. I had to put that in. I felt like this was a mug type drink. I don't know why, but I put it in my Christmas mug here, and
That's right up my alley.
I'm probably gonna make it a couple more times this holiday.
Did you get
Holidays.
you got the caramel in yours too? With your Bailey?
Oh yeah, because I be putting that on ice cream.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna tell y'all. My bestie said if y'all buy this old smoke and you don't know what else to do with it, this butter pecan, she put a little bit on top of her ice cream and she said it's lit. Pour it in your coffee. This thing good. Drink it by itself. Just chill it though. Don't drink this shit warm. It's nasty warm. Anyway, to the main event.
So now that you guys got your holiday spirits, get you a nice holiday glass, nice holiday wine glass, holiday mug, put it on in there. And let me make this disclaimer. I should probably put this in the comments section for
Spoiler
those.
alert.
Spoiler alert. Y'all have plenty of time to catch up on this show. It is streaming on USA, Sci-Fi, and I've heard it's on Peacock.
Oh yeah, it is on Peacock too. If you got Peacock, you got USA and Sci-Fi though. So pick one.
So we about to do all the spoilers. So get ready. So we can get into this. First of
and
all,
at the very end, I'm gonna give you the best part. So watch it all the way through, y'all. Come on with it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and we have a giveaway question for those watching.
K-Block, I can give away.
We like to give away, and it's Christmas, and when we do lives, we like our crowd participation and things like that. Yeah. But I just want to say I didn't come up with the question. Desiree did. So if y'all don't guess it, it's not.
And see, let me tell you, I come up with questions that require you to have watched this show. Don't come in here guessing stuff off the top of your dome. No, watch. If you ain't watched the show, you ain't gonna get this question. Okay. I just want you to know.
She thought of the question. I did not. Anywho, so Charles Lee Ray. Let's start. Before Charles Lee Ray, there was a creative person who believed in this project that was probably one of the most unbelievable things that just been spent. He'd been making money off of this doll since 1988.
88.
Don Mancini.
Mancini.
This man is such a creative genius. Y'all don't even know.
And for this project, if y'all don't know, on this project, he did producing, writing, and directing.
Y'all got to give your flowers to Mr. Don Mancini for this project, okay? Because he really went all in. And he's, like I said, he's been making his coins off of Chucky since 1988. He kind of believed in this project when nobody else was really thinking about it. He had a real vision for this that was kind of unbelievable. Like who would be sitting there believing that this would really be something? And he's been following it through straight up Chucky since the beginning. And since that very first movie, there has been eight movies. The first one, of course, Child's Play came out in 1988, and
Yep.
then there was the follow-up movie Child's Play 2, and that's when he met Kyle. That was after
2009.
he got taken away from mom, and he was given away to and put in foster care. Met his foster sister Kyle. Then after that was the Child's Play 3. He was older. Andy got older. The main character was Andy. He got a little bit older, and he ended up he was in military school actually. And then the fourth movie, we took a wild turn, didn't we?
About 7 years later, we hit you with a Bride of Chucky.
We hit you with Bride of Chucky, and we met Tiffany.
Jennifer Tilly. Yep, Tiffany.
Yeah, we met Tiffany, his girlfriend. And then Seed of Chucky.
They popped off this Chucky monster ugly ass baby. I hated that movie. Y'all, I hated Seed of Chucky.
And you know what made me so mad? I went to the movies to see that foolishness.
And when I say hated it, it wasn't a bad movie. It was just looking at that doll bothered me the whole way.
Glenda.
Yeah, and then it was this gender bending situation going on with the doll. That movie was so far left from what we had before. Yes. But I mean, it did its thing. We still ended up with a whole nother one after that. 2 more after that.
See, it was a mess. But I think what they wanted to do, and if you watch this documentary on Shudder called, what is it, Behind the Monster?
Behind the Monsters, yeah.
Behind the Monsters. He talks about like when he did Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, he was trying to usher in the new generation of people and introducing them to Chucky. And the crazy thing is it worked.
It worked. It definitely worked.
It worked. The movies were not scary at all by any means. He just kind of put Chucky out there as solidifying his place as a slasher. And not just a horror icon, but Chucky at that point turned into a pop icon. And he solidified Chucky's place in pop history. So Chucky not only became just because at that point, by the first 3 movies, Chucky was just late 80s, early 90s. He was gone. And then Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky kind of resurrected him, brought him back, introduced him to this new crowd of people, and kind of like okay, you're not just this horror slasher, you're kind of a pop icon.
And we got a bit more his personality too. By the time we got to Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky, you focus a little bit more on his personality and his wittiness and his humor than you did in the first 3. Because in the first 3, he was just badass Chucky killing folks. So yeah.
Yeah. And then we got to
Curse of Chucky.
The Curse of Chucky.
2013.
Now that movie is where we got Nika. And what was that? I think I've only watched that one once. Chucky ended up there because of
her mama. So Nika and Chucky's mom had a history, and Nika was paralyzed because Chucky had stabbed her mama in the stomach when she was pregnant, and him and his mama had unfinished business. So he shows up on their doorstep. At that time, Nika's living with somebody died. Her mama. She was living with her mama, and he showed up on the doorstep, killed the mama, and then her sister and brother-in-law and niece show up, to get everything in order for her. And Chucky, bonds with the child, of course. She gave the doll to the child because she didn't know at the time that Chucky was killing folks. And from there, of course, he proceeded to kill everybody in the house, except for Nika. Nika survived. and she gets locked in an insane asylum because she tells people it was the doll. And then that led you into the cult of Chucky because he then goes to the insane asylum to drive her even more crazy. And he ends up possessing her when she tries to kill herself in that movie. And then that leads into where we end up now with these series. And I think
Mm-hmm.
that
And
movie in between, we just skipped that altogether. The Chucky in 2019 had nothing to do with any of the other movies. It was just a revamp of the doll and a whole new concept. It was cool for what it was, but it doesn't fit into this universe, shall I call it, of the Chucky Don Mancini series.
yeah, it was just like you said, it was and I don't feel like the movie, real quick, because it doesn't, it wasn't one of Don Mancini's projects, the Child's Play reboot. But to me, it wasn't a bad movie. It wasn't
No, it was just
bad,
totally different.
but it wasn't Charles Lee Ray.
Right, right.
you
Not even the
know,
voice, not the look. That comb over was horrible. They couldn't give you the legit doll. And I want to mention that the Chucky doll is based on the Good Guy dolls is actually based on the dolls that came out back in the 80s, the My Buddies.
my
And do
brother
you
had
know?
one, and I texted him the other day. Let me see if I could pull up a picture of it. My brother had a My Buddy. He had a black one.
So
Um,
apparently, the Chucky movie initially, when it came out in '88,
mhm.
pretty much sunk the My Buddy
Can y'all see
market.
that?
Yeah, you can see it.
Yes, my brother had the black version of the My Buddy doll when they
So the
first
Good Guy
came out.
dolls, sadly enough,
Yeah,
sunk the My Buddy market because people didn't want to touch it after that. The kids were scared.
them kids were scared. They were scared. Okay, I'm gonna have to apologize to my brother for chasing him around the house with his My Buddy doll.
No, you didn't chase him.
Yeah, that happened. Me and my
Right.
sisters used to chase my brother around the house with the My Buddy doll. Um, so yeah. But he still played with it though. I want to say, that was my parents' fault.
Foolishness.
But yeah, and as you can see from the picture that I showed you, it was a lot of similarities in there.
It's so similar that it was like, we're not buying that.
There was a lot of similarities between the My Buddy and the Good Guy.
Right.
The Good Guy doll. So that was a real doll. But when this movie came out, yeah, they ran My Buddy out of business.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
and real quick, going back to Curse of Chucky, isn't it real funny that Nika ended up in a mental institution for telling everybody about Chucky? Like going back to that very first movie, like they said, what happened to Andy's mom?
Oh, dang. You should be piecing some things together because I ain't never even thought about that.
Because remember because they said Andy's mom didn't die. They said she stuck by him telling the story that this doll came to
No, I
life
had done it. Yeah.
and done it. The police officer from the first movie changed his story about the killing. And of course they're not going to believe the child, and they locked his mom away, and that's what happened to Nika, um and at the end of Cold, and that's where she was in Curse, because nobody wanted to believe her. and
Right.
and I think that was interesting, because they went into what happened. Like, they told us what happened to Andy's mom, but they actually kind of played that story out with Nika. Like,
Yeah. You saw
if
the
you
whole
tell
thing.
if you're an adult and you tell what happens to you when your doll comes to life, this is what life looks like for you.
Mhm. And better yet, dolls just don't come to life, y'all. They just don't.
There's like, so just don't, if it's like either you just gonna have to take that to your grave, or don't, you know, or you just gonna have to take them out, because that didn't end too well for Andy's mom, and it didn't end too well for Nika to try
No,
to tell anyone.
no.
Um,
So we're gonna get into the series though,
yes.
because y'all got the history. If y'all didn't have it before, now y'all got it now. But the series was everything. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm gonna start off by saying number one, we started with a list cast for this series. Because of course we got Don on writing, producing, directing, but we got the original voice of Chucky for this movie again. I mean, for this series. So Brad Dourif is
Yes.
is that how you say his last name? Don't let me mess that up. He is voicing Chucky, so that makes it that much better because you still hear that iconic voice. And then, did you know that Nika is his daughter? The girl
Yep.
that played Nika is his daughter. I didn't
Fiona
know that.
Dora. She looked
Fiona
just
Dourif.
like him, and she laughed just like him. Let me tell you
Did. And so
something.
I thought they was putting that on the track until I looked at it really closely and I was like, oh, she is doing that herself. Oh, she's her daddy's child. So that was
Let me tell
perfect.
you something. Side note: Fiona Dora is the ultimate daddy's girl, because her whole life, Brad Dourif has been, that's Charles Lee Ray. So you
Right.
grow up knowing your dad is Chucky, and then you're like, you know, I like my dad so much, and I like his job, because you know how some kids are, they get in that teenage angst, and that's what, like, I don't care, Chucky been taking over your life, I don't want nothing parts of it, my dad ain't Chucky, I don't want, because you know how some of them, they shun it, and they don't want
Yeah, you
no part.
taking the attention off of them.
Yeah, and they don't want no parts of it. Like, you know, you've been doing Chucky so much, you haven't paid any attention to me, and I don't want no parts of it. Like, she embraced
Yeah,
this
she played
world
the hell
that
out
Don
this role, y'all.
Mancini has created, and not only has she embraced it, she's been a part of it for two movies and the show now. Like, she is like the ultimate daddy's girl. Like, Dad, you do an awesome job with this show, and let me get on it
Right. Yeah.
with this
She
movie.
seeing her back was very dope. Seeing her play. So in the series, she is possessed by Chucky. So seeing her play the parts as Chucky and then playing them as Nika was very cool.
Was
She did a really
wild.
great job. Yeah, she did a really great job at that. We did get Jennifer Tilly back. So if you don't know, that's Tiffany,
Mm-hmm.
which was the bride of Chucky. She is reprising her role again in her human form as well as her doll form. Um,
Yes, that was a nice little we coming back for season two. Did y'all miss
surprise,
Tiffany as the doll?
right? And then we have the kids that are pretty much the main character, the main basis. So the whole idea about this series was kid in a bad family situation finds this doll because he's into dolls. And might I say, I wish we had gotten more of the doll art out of Jake, because the doll art was really cool in my mindset. This kid does art with doll parts. And he was working on like sculptures and shit like that. And I don't know if anybody else noticed. He had a cool ass
Mhm.
necklace with a doll head on it. It was a little morbid, but it was kind of cool too.
I think that was
Because
like
it
his,
was,
maybe his coping
yeah,
mechanism for, I'm not sure,
because his
for, you know,
mom,
his mom passed, and he just kind of, let me do this as a way to process things, or to not think about it, or
it was
whatever.
some
But
kind of art too. They mentioned something with the dolls and the mom, so I think it was some kind of connection between that. But
mhm.
it starts with him. It starts with Jake. Jake finds Chucky as a doll collector, and then of course Chucky wakes up and tears shit up. Tears
And
shit up.
Let me tell you, Chucky's so much of a person who don't give a damn. He ain't even put batteries in himself. He ain't even pretend to have batteries.
He's hitting.
Chucky just don't give a shit. Chucky just went into it with this, like,
He said, "When nobody
no
checking if I
bat.
start talking, what they looking for batteries for?"
And he ain't even, I said, he ain't even tried. I said, Chuck, you
He
could have at
ain't.
least tried to put batteries in
No,
yourself.
no. So I'm not gonna give you no play by play, but Kima, tell us what was your highlights? What you feeling?
Okay, so I like the fact that they brought it back to the kids. Because that's kind of the initial thing that scared us in the first movies, is that kids having a doll that comes to life, because it gives you that element of who's gonna believe me. Who's gonna believe me? And when when it's being passed around the kids, and he's going in different households and stuff like that, because you see him moving, he's in Jake's household, and then when Chucky takes out his dad, he's in there with his cousins, and then he passes it over to the one girl, and the little sister had. So he's around all these kids, and Chucky's he's a very smart killer. So, and he's targeting, he's going after the kids and killing off their parents. He's strategic with what he's doing.
Yes.
And I like that his strategy, and they're not figuring this out right away.
And you don't figure it out to the end, because I definitely was like, damn, Chucky, what is you doing? Like, first you was like, I'm on Jake's side. I got your back, Jake. I'm your dude. We gonna take out these kids because they picking on you. But then it turned into
I was actually, he did have
taking
me
out
for,
everybody.
because I was like, yeah, some of these kids need to die because they bullying Jake. Some of these kids ain't worth a damn. I'm like, Chucky, get to slicing.
So
I was
wait,
kind of with you.
I went into this thinking that they not gonna kill no kids. I definitely went into this thinking that they not gonna kill these kids at this school. They not gonna take these kids up. They gonna get all these parents, and then that's gonna be it. But then they got to the school, and that damn Lexi opened her mouth, and I was like, "Who going first? Lexi first." Because I definitely didn't think that they were gonna let him take out kids. And what were they? They weren't even high school. They was middle schoolers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was wild to me that we was up in here stabbing up some middle schoolers, but they got theirs too. The middle
But
schoolers
see,
got theirs.
that's one thing we have to remember, is that Chucky ain't never gave a damn. And that's what
And
we like about him, is that
and they addressed that too.
Exactly. Chucky got a mouth on him. But Chucky been saying anything he wanted to since that very, very first movie. When that very, very first movie, Chucky been saying whatever he felt like it, when he felt like it. He just ain't never gave like a damn. He's been a jerk his whole
Very
life.
much asshole.
And I
Chucky is
like
the asshole.
that Don Mancini wanted to let people know, like, not every person that turns into a serial killer, nothing happened to him. He was just like, Charles Lee Ray was actually very, like, a privileged kid, pretty much, almost. He had like a kind of like a regular life. He had two loving parents. He lived in a regular, boring town. Nothing bad was going on, except for he was just one of those kids that was just a bad seed.
And by the way, if you don't know, this series does take place in his hometown. So that was one thing. He went back to their hometown. And then you get a lot of the story of Charles Lee Ray in this series, which was really dope. You follow him from childhood to teenhood. You see him grow as a murderer, a serial killer.
Yes.
From I killed one person to from I'm terrorizing my parents till I killed this person to now I'm on a killing spree with my side chick. And then you find out how they actually got his ass. That damn Tiffany. Uh Cause he been treating her funny the whole series, movies and all. So she got her payback, and she was a typical woman scoring. And so, you got a whole lot of insight into that as well. These characters, these kids were very developed for middle schoolers. I would say they definitely could have came off as high schoolers, but then I guess you couldn't get high schoolers walking around with dolls. I'm assuming that was the nature of why they were middle school kids, but they was doing the most. That damn Lexi and Junior was linking up and smoking weed and doing the shit that I wasn't even thinking about doing in middle school. So I'm like, damn.
And first of all, if Lexi would have died early in the game, I don't think none of us would have been mad. Because
Nah.
Lexi was
But she
was
did
full of
redeem
shit.
herself.
And that's the thing about character development, is that Lexi redeemed herself, but Junior didn't, and that's why I see that he had to die. because Lexi redeemed herself when she out of fear, and I think that that was a good thing, that she was protective over her little sister when her parents didn't. And I think that that was also a good thing to show that she a lot of the ways that she was because her parents really just didn't pay her and her sister no mind. You know what I
Which was
mean?
crazy because her sister was autistic as hell and her mama was not caring. She didn't have a nurturing bone in her damn body. She irked my nerves the whole damn series. Mind you, Lexi's mom is the mayor of Hackensack.
At all.
Uh,
At
so
all.
she was too busy being the damn mayor, and
So, and
she
so
definitely don't know how to read a room the whole damn series.
that was the one redeeming quality about Lexi, was that she she had to look out for her sister because her parents was just, and and her
Right.
parents was kind of rude to her too, in a
Now,
way.
didn't her daddy remind you of I'm finna go here. You remember the Rugrats? And you remember Phil and Lil's mama? Didn't her daddy remind you of Phil and Lil's daddy? He just gave me whoop and soft and I don't know. He just gave
The
me the Rugrats daddy all the time, the whole series. I was just like,
oh.
what? Why is he giving us this old nanny rescue method every time some shit pop off? Show a little compassion. He
Mm-mm.
was killing me the whole series.
I told my mom when they was in the theater, Chucky should have killed the mom and not the dad. He
I
should have.
agree.
That's the one I said. That's the one that he should have went after.
I believe the dad deserved to live. Yeah. I definitely could have seen mom going and not dad. Um,
Cause she ain't give a damn about them girls at all.
she was raggedy. And she was a drunk. Every time I looked up, her ass was drinking. She was annoying.
Half them kids' parents was
Oh yeah, because the uncle was a drunk. The dad, Jake's daddy was a
that
drunk.
was half them kids' parents was sipping.
That's what happened in small towns. Everybody drink, ain't nothing else to do. But
Devin,
Devin, I felt bad for because I feel like him and his mama got caught in the crossfire.
yeah, I was
Mom
just
was
gonna
trying to do
say,
her job.
I feel like Devin's mom should have, if anybody should have lived, I feel like
It
she
was
should
her.
have.
Yeah. She was the most unexpected death for me. And I was like, damn. And then it was the most lackluster as death out of all of them. Like, really?
I was like hoping she was gonna survive falling down the
Me too. I
stairs.
was like, she didn't break her neck. Not really. Mm-mm.
Come on, man.
Yeah, she should have lived. Because I didn't, and then she was picking up too slow for me. Like, she knew what was going on deep down. And she just would not come to grips with that shit. And it was bothering me.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
she started with looking into that doll and then
She was, and
it didn't
I feel
go
like
nowhere.
she could have been an ally. The way
Yeah.
she was starting to see like stuff wasn't adding up.
Yeah.
So I really feel like she shouldn't have passed. There is something about the teacher that I can't figure out.
And could not. I don't know if she was just weird and like that quirky ally that all the kids like, or if there's another storyline coming up about the teacher. Because the fact that she was trying to save Jake's ass, then she got railroaded forward, and then you didn't really hear nothing else about it. She got out, but then there was nothing else to her story after being railroaded.
But they were still showing her, like when they were showing the kids at the cemetery and whatnot, they were still showing the teacher out
And
there.
she was standing there just looking at them. Yeah. So, and then I actually thought maybe that she took them kids in because hell, who was left? Jake parents was dead. Devin mama was dead. And he had already said his auntie wasn't gonna take care of him. He was going to foster care. So I
Mhm.
think maybe her standing in that cemetery waiting on them was the indication that she done took them in. She is now maybe their foster mom or something.
Mm,
Um,
mm,
because
mm.
she was the only caring person outside of the parent that they had. She always was advocating for Jake. I just thought
Mhm.
maybe that was what that was. Because why else are you at the cemetery with the kids and just
Mm.
watching from a distance? And
Yeah,
how
I
are they
didn't think
staying
about that.
together? Well, yeah, because I was like, how they staying together? They ain't nobody got no damn mom and daddy to live with. Who
Exact.
keeping them?
That was something that I wanted Kyle to do, was to maybe, especially well before Junior had killed his dad off. Um, but I was like hoping that especially Kyle growing up in the foster system would kind of take Jake and Devin, with her coming along. But we don't really even know what happened to Kyle.
Uh-huh.
Probably
Kyle alive, girl. She alive. That
with that.
glove at the end behind the tree when the kids is in the cemetery, that's Kyle.
Oh, okay.
That gotta
Because I'm
be.
like, I'm hoping Kyle did like that she still made it. And I really wanted her to be the one to kind of to take them, because I'm like, she knows what the foster care system is like, that she can take them, or her and Andy can get them, because they who else is gonna understand them.
Yeah, I think
And it
that's
and
who
it
was
don't seem
behind
like
that
they got,
tree.
and it don't look like they got no lives themselves. They over there being the Men in Black
Running
to the
across the
Chucky
country,
code.
giving
They
very
be
much mold. What is it? Oh shit, X-Files. What is it? Scolder and
Scully and
Scully
Mulder
and
to the
Mulder.
to
Yeah,
the Chucky cult. They out here
there.
being a they out here being exactly. So I'm like, it don't look like they got personal lives. It pretty much
Them
look
po-
like
them poor
Chucky.
black folks. They thought they was doing the census, and then here they come talking about pow pow dead dog.
And the funny thing is, when they was driving off, they was like, "You think they gonna call? They think they gonna tell anything?" And it was like, "Probably not."
What? What they gonna say? They shot this doll and he bled.
Mm-mm.
By the way, that was some of the best part of this series as well, was actually seeing the deaths of the spoilers, multiple Chuckies. Um,
The
because there
cult.
are
He brought the
multiple Chuckies.
cult
Yes,
in
he
the
brought the
series.
cult
He
of
brought the
Chucky
cult.
into this series. And oh, that's another thing about this series. We got way more information about this damn spell, this voodoo spell he was casting in all these movies. Because I was the only person who wondered, well, where the hell he learned this shit at? Like how he just all of a sudden do it dimbala
And
all the damn
splintering his
time.
damn self into people and all this kind of
Yes.
shit.
So you get a flashback of Charles Lee Ray in his early 20s, adolescence. I don't know what age
Mhm.
group that was, but he was always studying voodoo back in the Gap. And so you get that confirmation that all of this was voodoo from jump. He's
Mhm.
been interested in it. He always was planning to do something with it. And so
Like,
that's how he ended up where he was at in the first damn place.
exactly. And so that was fun, because I think we didn't know in the first few episodes like how many movies they were going
Yep.
to tie together. And
Yep.
then when we seen in that one episode when they brought out what was the doll's name? Was it a Tom? Was it Tommy?
Tommy. Yep.
It's
You know it
always
was Tommy.
Tommy. We was like, oh, he done brought the cult. And that's how we knew he had brought in, that he tied in yet another movie. And then when
Yeah.
we got to see Andy and
Kyle.
Kyle, we knew he had that all the movies were tied in there together. And it was really nice to see Andy. And you know what made me laugh was that why is why is Chucky still scared of Andy?
Baby, because he was hiding in that toilet. Let me tell you. He was like, I knew he wasn't gonna look in here. Sir, what? Why you just didn't come for him to kill
Person,
him?
Junior was like, you was all big and bad when it came to my dad, but Andy come up in this house and you in the toilet.
Yeah, no. That shit was weird. Cause I definitely thought he was gonna be in the bathtub too. I did. And I was like, damn, Chucky got some skills. He done ran a whole bath water for nothing just so somebody would think he was in there. I didn't expect him to come out the damn toilet.
I'm like, so you still scared of Andy just a little bit,
Listen, that was the original. Andy know all his weaknesses.
just a little bit. The Tiffany doll threw him for a loop though, because I don't think I'm
We
not sure.
hadn't
Yeah,
seen her.
exactly. Andy hasn't met Tiffany. And the thing about the difference between Chucky and Tiffany, even though they're both, kill at, in a split second, Tiffany is more emotional.
Very,
She
very damn emotional.
and I think that that's what scares Nika more because she knows that Tiffany runs off of emotions.
Listen,
And
I
that's
felt
what
really
the
bad for
terrify.
Nika though.
I feel my heart goes out to Nika
'Cause
because
Nika didn't
she
have no
cannot.
working legs, no way. But damn, can we look like I got working legs?
Tiffany said, "No, you know your legs don't work. Charles' legs work, so I got to take them bitches."
Take them off, damn it. That if y'all, so the thing with Nika in this series, y'all, again, spoilers, y'all should have watched it already. Is that if you don't know, she is possessed by Chucky, but for some reason, she's able to come out from time to time. I don't know if it's the trauma, I don't know what it is, but every now and then she breaks
Mhm.
out of the possession and takes control. When she is in control, she is still a paraplegic. When Chucky is in control, she is walking, talking, doing the damn thing. And it is hilarious to see the difference. Because at first I was like, what the hell is happening here? Who is that? Because she was walking. I was confused. But yeah, yeah. She walks when she's Chucky. And so now she can't walk no damn more. Cause Tiffany said if Chucky come back, he ain't finna get my ass
And
without no legs.
why and her and Chucky be sitting up there competing to be like it's like who gonna be the worst out of the two? Both of y'all crazy as hell.
So my question is for the cult. It was 72 Chucky dolls in this movie. Well, plus 72 plus. But are they all of one mind? Because they had that whole meeting, which is where you got another aspect of Chucky don't give a damn. And that was like, how young is too young to kill? And he was like, let's stay under 5 and 6. And then the other Chucky was like, but wait, what if they twins? Twins will get your ass. And then I'm like, with Charlie Ray and all these dolls, but they all thinking different shit. Like they're autonomous, each and every one of them. So how are you controlling them? Um,
Exactly. But I think it's like they all have a piece of him, but especially some of them are like new, like just like waking up. And like especially with the twins, I think maybe something like one of them might have had a piece of like Glenda, that ass whooping that they had put on him and Cedar Chucky.
something.
When he tried to kill his mama, and it was just like I don't know what we can do. Like I don't what the last time we encountered that, it didn't go so well.
Maybe that's it. Cause I was confused. Like, why are these Chuckies asking so many damn questions if they all the same damn person?
Because I think they
Um,
probably like flashing back to like, there was some times in your life that things didn't go so well during these
maybe that's
killings.
it. Maybe that's it. So, who was your favorite character in this series?
um,
God, she thinking too hard. Too hard. The screen not froze. She just thinking, y'all.
that's just me. That I know. That's just me thinking. I, you know, all them damn kids got on my nerves, child. They all got on my nerves. They don't listen. Them kids don't listen. They don't stay put when you tell them to go in the house to sit down. They get up and leave the damn house.
They
They
rich
just they
kids.
bet they bad as hell. They out here drinking, cussing, killing. You know who my favorite character was? Chucky. That's my.
That's a solid answer. That's a solid answer.
But wait a
That's the
minute.
obvious, but that's solid.
Wait a minute. Hold on. After you answer your favorite character, I need you to tell me what was the funniest thing about this series, because we know it's a horror, but it's Chucky, so I know you had to laugh.
Oh, y'all gonna hate me for what was the funniest thing for me, but okay. My favorite character. Um, mm, mm. So I actually liked the real life flashback version of Charles Lee Ray. Um, the adult version of Charles Lee Ray. 'Cause he was an
Mm,
asshole. He was amusing. He was funny.
he was.
Um, and you got to see and you got to see Chucky in pure form. What I did not like though is the actor that they picked to play him did not fit Brad's voice. It was really weird to hear the Chucky voice come out of that Charles Lee Ray character.
Okay,
But
wait, which version?
the 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 20 something version of him when they flash back to him and her going on their initial killing sprees in
That's
life.
that was Fiona.
Shut your front door. Is that Fiona? And a
Hmm.
man and a looking like a nigga?
Hmm.
Y'all, I
That
didn't
was
pay that
Fiona
no
too.
mind.
Hmm.
I didn't pay that no mind, but it was weird to me. And maybe that's why that makes sense why they did it. Um, because I was like, this little bitty scrawny dude don't give me Chucky vibes. But
Because that was his daughter. And yet again, that was Fiona.
I was not paying attention. I'm gonna go back
Hmm.
and look at that again. Was
Hmm.
not paying attention. But that was my favorite character because you got to see him in his rare form prior to being a doll and all that shit. Um, and then the funniest part for me, which is signs of a psychopath, was the death of Junior's mama. Y'all,
Ooh, that was the
y'all.
darkest shit ever.
But I died laughing. Let me tell y'all. Mama came flying out that window. And number one, the song playing was my jam. So I'm vibing to the song. And meanwhile, she's falling out the window looking
Mhm.
completely terrified at Chucky standing there and this cart that then knocked her out the damn window of the hospital building. And then the way she landed in that car windshield was everything for me. I died laughing. It was horrible, but that shit was funny because she landed like just face, face through the glass right there where her son was. He didn't know what the hell to do. Don't know why that took me out. Don't know why I thought it was so funny, but I was in here laughing like it was a Kevin Hart special, okay? Um, and that is the hardest I laughed in this whole series. I am so sorry, y'all.
You ought to be shamed.
I ain't gonna lie to you. That was the hardest I laughed in this entire series was when Mama came through that damn windshield and that boy jumped out that car and she was just like, and I don't know, it's something
No.
about the way they put her face through that glass that it gave me
Wait,
Final Destination me Chucky.
that-
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I did laugh so hard. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I told you, sounds of psychopath. That shit was funny to me.
Okay, I have a couple of that was the darkest part. I was like, Chucky didn't have to do that. I said that lady was already about to die. I said he was
She
wrong as hell.
was. Her lady
I
had
said that
cancer.
was so,
But so
I
wait,
said
I might have missed this, but when we thought she was cheating, was it the therapist that she was talking to, or was she really cheating?
no, she wasn't. She was just sick.
Oh, she was just sick. Okay. Because the whole time
Mhm.
I was like, this trifling ass heifer.
Yeah, she was just sick. Okay, so I have two. One of them was the moment in the show where Junior has Chucky and his dad come in the room and he hold and he hold Chucky up like this and his dad, because his dad is Mr. Macho, you don't play with dolls, all this foolishness. And you know how Chucky like to bounce back and forth to his little doll voice. And he holds Chucky up like this, and his dad, what you doing playing with, Jake's doll? What you doing with this doll? And Chucky with his little doll voice, he's like, you sure do drink a lot. And
That shit
I
was funny.
died. I was rolling. Because his
And
dad was
dad thought that shit was programmed. He was like, Megan, stop doing that. Stop
like,
that.
I'm like, I know you're not talking to me. I was crying laughing because he tried, like he said this in like the most, and like he was just out here like Pretty much,
Like
he
the
was like
whole
going
good guy
in
doll.
on his dad, but in this doll voice, going in on his dad. And like his dad was just like, "Where's this coming from?" And then Junior stupid ass just holding the doll up. You like you letting Chucky just go in on your dad.
He was enjoying that shit. Junior was enjoying that shit because
He
he
was
didn't like his daddy no way.
he
And
was
then that was funny too, by the way. When he beat the shit out his daddy with that doll, I thought that was hilarious. Because I just knew he was gonna stab him up, but he just whooped his ass with the doll. That was hilarious.
And the second part that I thought was hilarious when he was out there trick or treating with that Hello Kitty mask, and he gave that lady that apple with that blade in it. But he was like, but she was like, he was like trying to figure out, talking about, depend on what you tell me if you get a trick or a treat.
You're right. That was funny too. That was funny
I
too.
I was
It was
crying
a
laughing.
lot of hilariousness in
Jimmy,
this. Because him going off on Lexi at the talent show was also hilarious.
that
That was the
was
first sign of real ass
fun.
Chucky that we saw, and I was like, "Oh, this gonna be good."
But Chucky read her for filth. He read
Or
her for the filth that she was.
And
You
and
know,
then he still had me fooled at that point because I was like, look at the queer outline. Go ahead, Chucky.
he
And
was
he
going
was plotting the
in.
whole time. He was plotting the whole time because at the end, that's
Yeah.
what got you killed, buddy.
He
You called that man gay and he choked the eyeballs out your forehead.
did. I thought when he kicked that knife away, like, I don't need this. Like Jake said, he got the anger of him from his mama dying, his daddy dead, his uncle dead, his auntie dead. He was like, I don't even need. He's
Jake
like, I'm
snapped.
mad. I'm already. He's like, I don't need no knife. I'm angry.
Jake did snap. Jake did snap.
That's all I need is he said all I need is these hands.
And gave his hand. Then said, because that's my boyfriend. And I was like, okay, then, Jake, protect your boo. And
Okay.
that's the one thing I did like about Devin's character. They gave him very much weak vibes, weak, weird kid. And I felt like he could have been a little stronger than that. Um, y'all could have gave him a little bit more personality than that.
I think he lost a lot of his personality after his mom died. Like I felt like before his mom died, he had a lot more character in him. And then after his mom passed, he fell flat.
Oh, yeah, maybe that was purposeful. Okay.
Yeah. I think maybe that like he kind of like he didn't really give too much more. Like he didn't really have a lot left in him after because they
And
never
then
really
he
said
low key blamed Jake because he said, every time I look at you, I see my mom on the floor. So,
Jake ain't do nothing. Everybody was blaming Jake. Jake ain't do nothing. That was all
oh, Jake was
Chucky.
miserable the whole damn season.
And Jake kept being sitting there like, I didn't do
And
anything
that,
to
and
nobody. He's like, I didn't do anything. I did
And that damn
nothing.
Lexi was a bitch. Oh, baby, if you had showed up to my Halloween party dressed as my daddy being electrocuted, I think I would have drugged you from here to there to Timbuktu, baby. Because what you not gonna do is play in my face.
I would have brought Chucky to your front door the same. I don't blame Jake for doing that. He did what anybody would have done when Chucky said, take me over there. Like you want a job to get done, and obviously you can't do it yourself. Let me take me over there. Wait, why was she was dangling from them steps and he was just hopping up and down that night?
Trying to cut her up. I was like, Chucky, know he a doll, right? You know he a doll. That was very amusing. Y'all, if y'all have not watched this series, it's every bit of entertaining, if nothing else. Every bit of entertaining.
Yes.
Um,
And I like that it was something that, and you have to watch where they do like the behind the scenes breakdowns because Don Mancini also talks about how they always have to do something to Chucky's body within the show. Like in the
oh yeah, because he
very
got
first
burnt up.
movie, they burnt his ass.
Mm-hmm.
The second movie they melted him. The third movie they chopped his ass up, and of course then they had to sew his ass back together. And then in the show he got they like burnt him again, but it was like half of him was like burnt and melted.
And then Chucky addressed that because he was like, I don't like fire. I don't like knives. I don't like guns.
You know,
It
like
was just traumatized. I'm gonna fool with all of those things. None of that shit.
yes, because he done been through some things because something always happens. But I like that Don Mancini like kept that going, like something always kind of happens, so that where he sometimes has this innocent doll look, but then when something happens to him, he looks like way more terrifying after.
And by the way, did you notice for a split second, it seemed like Chucky had a tinge of jealousy where he just wanted to be loved. When that damn little girl got that Tommy doll and he was looking through the window like, bitch, I'm still here. After she yelled and she found him, because they brought his burnt up ass to her in the hospital and she was like, no. And then he come back to the house and she got this new Tommy doll and he looking in the window like, oh. And I just felt like that was a moment of jealousy, like he want to be loved. He really did bond with this little girl.
He did. He ain't hurt the little girl. Probably because he see, yeah, that's one thing. He ain't messed with the little girl because probably he knows all the people around her are just pretty shitty. Like she's in a family of people that are terrible. And I think if anything, he feel bad for her. I mean,
That's probably
even though he probably want to kill everybody around her and leave her as an orphan. I mean, that's not helping. But
I thought about that too. I was like, you keep killing these parents. Where the hell these kids gonna go now?
that's that's not don't really help her. But yeah,
Mhm.
looking in the chat, somebody said something that was interesting. In the first movie, they did have there was this black guy that was in there that Chucky went to that he sought counsel for with learning voodoo.
Mm.
And I remember that from the first movie. Like when he first put himself inside of the Chucky doll, he went to like this voodoo man or witch doctor or whatever. And the guy was like mortified that he did this. And he called Chucky an abomination. I remember that.
Oh, you right. The witch doctor.
He called him an abomination for doing that foolishness. And I think Chucky killed him. Yeah, and that so we do, yes, we have to remember that part.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Shout out to the audience. We do got to do better at looking at the comments. We just be talking our asses off, and the comments don't be popping up quick enough. We sorry.
Talking about Tommy's doll. Why is there always in
All
the
times
Chucky
are the
movies
best.
a
Negative.
Tommy doll? Because I think there was a Tommy in Child's Play 2 that when Andy first went to the foster home, there was a Tommy. Like
Yeah.
whenever there's not a Chucky, there's a Tommy somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. So wrapping up for the evening, because I think we done covered all that we can cover.
Yes.
What am I missing here, K Blah? What am I missing other than my favorite part that I'm about to get to?
Um, I think yeah, we did a good any questions that we didn't get to in the chat group, y'all, because I know y'all know how we get after we done had a couple sips. Don't mind us.
She said a couple sips. This glass empty.
This is the horror and the hooch, so you know how we get
And the hooch.
after
Highlight hooch.
After a little while. Y'all be safe around this holiday season if I don't say that by the end of
Yeah, don't get out here driving in these streets, baby. And if you live in Clayton County, I know we all over the internet, but if you live in Clayton County, stay your ass out of trouble. They angry right now. Stay your ass out of trouble.
Y'all have a safe holiday season. This is our season 3 finale.
You ain't getting no more of my time in 2021.
I mean, y'all gonna see us on the Facebook group, so join the Facebook group. Horror Hooch on Facebook group. We be in there all the time. While it's like I always tell people, it's Halloween every day in our Horror and Hooch Facebook group. And we now have a Twitter, so follow us in Twitter so that we can tweet along with you with our during horror shows and horror movies like we did with Chucky. And we're gonna do a lot more of that in 2022. We have a lot more to go in 2022. 2022, it'll be just us two.
22. Yeah. Sorry, I thought I was Big Meech right then. Sorry. Rick Ross or somebody. But yeah. So while we wrap up, I'm gonna get to my favorite part of the Chucky series. And for those of you who did not watch Chucky on Sci-Fi, if you watched it live, you watched it on USA, you missed the best part. Chucky gave us a wonderful death count, y'all. And so I'm gonna recap this death count for y'all because I enjoyed it very much so.
Chucky
Which is why
kills, y'all.
I laugh. Chucky kills. So the total number of kills we get in this series is 21. Mind you, there are only 8 episodes. Okay. So we killing multiple people in every episode. And I'm gonna give you the titles of these deaths as Chucky described them. All right. So here we go. Death number 1 was by electrocution. That was Jake's dad. Death number 2, um, denigration. That was my favorite part. That was mama coming out the window, falling into the windshield. Death number 3 was exsanguination. That was the popo. He killed the cop in the hospital with 1,000 damn needles. Decapitation was when the principal's head comes rolling out on the stage. There was an explosion at Charles Lee Ray original home, and in that explosion, you think that Andy and Kyle died, but we're not sure yet. There was a dishwasher death, which was the maid at Junior's house. There
And
was
he had to kill that lady.
He had to kill that lady. He did. He pushed the shit out of her, and she fell on all the knives. That was funny too. I laughed at all these deaths, by the way. There was the neck break, which was mom falling down the stairs, which I felt like that didn't have to happen. And then there was Junior beating the shit out of his dad with the Chucky doll. And then the remainder of the kills, that was only 8 kills, and the remainder of the kills were all other Chucky stabbings, which included Lexi's homie from school, a bunch of people in a movie theater. Junior also got stabbed. Junior stabbed the shit out of his dad in the end of the beating. And who else got stabbed? A lot of people got stabbed. Oh, Lexi's dad got stabbed. A lot of stabbing to total 21 deaths in an 8-episode series, y'all. So yes,
he did he further solidifies his place as a slasher icon. So he was not playing no games, and he succeeded in having somebody to not only kill for him, but use him to kill, which was just
that was unexpected.
Which was a mess. So Chucky has brought his kill count up. So he's like, I'm trying to get up. He's trying to get up there in the Jason and Mike Myers numbers. So he coming for him.
He might already be up there. We just need to go back to some of these movies and start counting too.
Exactly.
Chucky did kill everybody in his way. In all these movies, he was just like, "You in the way, die. You came by the way, die."
He up there. He trying to get up. Chucky don't play no games, and he's hilarious. And that's what's funny is that he talk a lot, and he be saying
shit.
He be saying anything. But the thing is, he gonna laugh and he gonna slice some people up. We know he's good for a good slicing. We know he's good for a good stabbing and good strangle. And he's gonna make you laugh in the meantime. This show was a really good mixture of all the movies, and it brought back all the characters and the dolls. So maybe next season we're getting the Tiffany doll back, because we haven't seen her since Seed of Chucky, and maybe we'll get some more information about Glenda
Glenda's dead. We don't need no more Glenda.
But they had them babies.
Don, don't bring back Glenda. If you ever see this, Glenda is at least give Glenda a new doll. Don't give me that bug-eyed skinny doll again, Don.
They did. I thought Glenda was actually gonna be a cute doll. Glenda look a mess. But Glenda is a peaceful one.
Andy shaded Tiffany talking about, I thought you'd be cuter than that. That was funny too.
Because Andy is my dog. And hopefully we might get some more information about this teacher that I'm just not, I know something is
Feeling
there.
settled with. Yeah, I hope it's just that she's a foster mom. I feel like she's the foster mom now.
Yeah,
But then that makes her a target also. So season 2 done, when we gonna get it? Holla at us. We
so
ready.
Desiree, this the trivia question.
Oh yeah, y'all was gonna let me close out without the trivia question. All right, guys, here we go. We all know Lexi had a little sister who was autistic, but she had a special ability. She technically had two. She had a skill. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not talking about her skill. She was a very good painter, drawer. She was an artist. But what ability did she have that helped her be that great artist? The parents said it in one of the episodes. If y'all ain't watching, you're not gonna know. But if you got an answer for me, you will win the giveaway.
Apparently it's whatever this skill, this ability is, helped her with her art. The skill,
Yeah.
it helped her with the art. I don't know how I missed it. This is what happened when you try to do homework, eat popcorn, and watch Chucky at the same time. Because when I watch Chucky, for some reason I feel like I have to eat popcorn. I don't know why. It was
She
just
eat popcorn for
something.
everything anyway. Don't let her lie to you. Everything that we ever watch, she eating popcorn. Don't let her let you think it's just Chucky.
Go put some popcorn in the microwave.
She finna eat popcorn when we get off of here now.
Like, they put some popcorn in the microwave, y'all. But that is the question.
And you can hit us in the comments. You can
God damn it.
hit us
Was
in the
that
Facebook.
it? Did Tommy answer it?
I mean, you ain't allowed to answer. Well, wait a minute. It's right though. It is right. Tommy answered. He ain't no good, but the answer is a visual memory. Lil
Of course,
Mama
the
had a
artist would catch
photographic
it.
memory. Yeah, Lil
Of course,
Mama had a photographic memory. I guess we'll get him to get.
And my mama, how do y'all know this? How did I miss this? How y'all know this question? Him and my
They were
mom got
paying attention.
Oh. Okay, look,
They
you
were
get a
paying
prize and you get a prize. How did
And
y'all
you
know
get a
this?
card. You get a
You get
card.
a
No,
prize. Okay, y'all, we got two winners. I was thinking nobody was gonna know this answer but me.
because I was amazed. Because what it was they showed her draw Chucky after the first talent show, and it was
Yeah, and I was like,
perfect.
she an artist?
She missed the whole point. But anyway, y'all. Thank
Okay.
y'all for tuning in. As always, follow us on Facebook, Twitter. We are on TikTok, y'all. We don't be dancing though. We gonna get around to it.
We're gonna turn up next year.
We're gonna get around to it in 2022. Just be ready. Put the audience
Yes.
over there and be ready for it.
Yes, thank you guys for this amazing
Yeah,
year. We still gonna be all up in through the Horn Hooch group. So
definitely.
join Horn Hooch on Facebook. So we'll be in there, throughout the rest of the year. Thank you guys for this season 3. We got more to bring you for season 4. We're gonna we're gonna be doing so much more. Me and Desiree are in like the same area now, so you're gonna see a lot more of me and her together
Linking up.
doing stuff. So we might have episodes where we go into the movies. We might be out going to festivals. I ain't
We
gonna say we're
definitely
going
want
to
to do
hunt out.
festivals in 2022. As long as it's Omarion virus chill down, we gonna be out in the streets, okay?
We're gonna be
We
out here.
outside.
So we got a lot more ideas. If there's ideas that you guys see, the people that's in Atlanta, if you
Let
guys be
us
like, hey, you guys should
know.
do this, like give us some suggestions and ideas and stuff, drink ideas, post them, movie suggestions, post them. I'm actually gonna post like a Christmas horror list soon as I put that together. So you guys will be in here and we will have season 4 coming because guess what? We ain't stopping. We're gonna be bigger and better in 2022.
Tell a friend to bring a friend.
Yes.
Right
Come
now,
on.
y'all, we are at 300 plus members in our Horror and Hooch group. And I know that don't sound like
350.
a lot when you compare it to a whole bunch of people, but shit, we started at 0. But we want to get our follows up. We want to get our members up. So, tell somebody who like horror. Put them on. Tell them we're great. We're trying to be great. Give us ideas of what can make us great. We here for y'all. We do this because we love it, but we also do it for y'all. So let us know. Hit us up.
hit us up and we will be there. And of course, we probably gonna start the new year off with a free giveaway. So y'all gonna stick around for all of that because we like to just give away whore and hooch stuff for some reason. That's just
And
what we
temper drink
do.
is gonna come back full force next year, y'all. Y'all know I had a baby and then I stopped drinking for a minute and then I was falling off. So temper drink full force next year in 2022. Be looking for it. And yeah, get
Yes,
y'all
you
some
guys.
butter pecan moonshine and get lit.
I'll put some Baileys in it
Or
for
put
the
some
nut
Baileys in
allergy
it with a
people.
little bit of Kahlua. And some caramel, whatever y'all black folks be saying.
Yes. Have fun. Have a safe holiday. Catch up on Chucky if you didn't. And you guys have a.
USA is playing all the movies, y'all.
Oh, shit. For real?
Yes.
Uh,
If y'all got USA on demand or if y'all just watch cable TV, which a lot of y'all don't, they're playing all the Chucky movies all month long. So go look at the TV guide, find the one you want to watch. I think they played Cult of Chucky today. But yeah, catch them all week, all month long.
Oh, that's what's up. Awesome. You guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast as much as we enjoyed the Chucky TV series today and as much as we enjoyed this drink. And we will holla at you guys in the Horror and Hooch Facebook group. See you guys in 2022. Shout out to our 2 winners today because apparently if she asked me this question, I would have lost.
Yeah, and she did. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Love y'all. Merry Christmas.